Hey, what's up, guys? This is Fatt Merrill. I got a good friend of mine. We've known each other for years and years and years. Our kids played ball together. We know each other from even before that. Mike Moore is going to be my guest today. We're just going to sit here and visit and talk about some of the old days and compare stories and compare notes and see if our lives all add up to the same. Mike, how you been?
Been good. How about you, Matt?
Living the dream.
Living the dream. Well, I see you on the road. I don't see you on the road, but I see it on social media all the time.
Yeah.
Looks like it's been busy.
Trying to stay busy. I book as many shows as I can. We're going all over. I'm fixing to kind of start reeling it in and do more stuff closer because my name's not big enough to be doing those shows that far out. So what I'm learning now is you build your fan base here and then spread it out little by little. Unless you're one of those guys that's real lucky and does something stupid on social media and just fucking explodes.
Well,
you know, I went in a couple weeks ago. I opened for Dustin Sims. Do you know who that is?
No.
I promise you'd know if you saw him. He blew up on like Snapchat or Instagram or something. You know that filter that makes your head perfectly round, big eyes and big teeth, and he's got a gap. And he would just get on there and do like rants and stuff with that filter on. And he'd talk shit about his wife. He'd talk shit about people at Walmart. And he's funny as hell. But he did that and blew up. And now he's touring the nation doing stand-up comedy.
Well, it ain't like it used to be. I mean, a lot of people that blew up, whether it's singing, movies, comedy, worked like you. Like people still do today, work hard. But now with social media, you can just do a bunch of stuff on the phone. Yeah. And in 2 years be a millionaire.
Yeah. It's I haven't hit that yet.
Well, you might. Well, you said you was going to be closer to home. I was getting ready to ask you if you was going to go out further, different states.
No, well, I do have some stuff. Like I've talked to some theaters in different states and some clubs. But one thing, and when I tell people this, a lot of people don't. They're like, "What?" I've never done comedy in a comedy club. I've never performed in a comedy club. Everything I've ever done has been at clubs or theaters or whatever type of venue like that I went out and I booked it, I rented it, or I made a door split deal with them. I promoted it. I did everything myself. I've never gone to a comedy club and said, "Hey, how much would y'all pay me to come in here?" Because here's the hard part about that is comedy clubs want acts to come in, say like the Looney Bin in Oklahoma City. Like I've been there twice to watch other people. They'll have an act come up there, and if you're decent, you'll get to do, between 15 and 30 minutes, and they're going to pay you $50.
15?
50.
Oh, 50.
50's good.
Well, that's better than 15.
that's good, but that covers my gas.
All right.
Like, what am I doing? Why would I do that? Which, I mean, the other side of the argument is that's where comics get discovered, is they get on these circuits going through these comedy clubs and they travel around and, because there's a Looney Bin circuit where you just go to all the different Looney Bins in the country. And, people, these agents or whatever, they'll go to these comedy shows, these little clubs, and try to pick up new acts.
Well, how hard is it to get a hold of a big act and say, "Hey, this is what I'm doing. What's the chances of ever opening a show for you?"
Well, that opening for Dustin Sims was the first time that I've ever opened for anybody, too. And it was a great opportunity. I've got a guy that I've got to know, another comedian. His name's Lenny Van Horn from Oklahoma City. And he reached out to me and he said, "Hey, man, I'm opening for Dustin Sims. I think I can get you a guest spot. He's coming to a club over in Ardmore." And I was like, "Sweet, yeah." He goes, "I don't know that it's going to pay anything." I said, "I'm okay with that. Like, I don't expect anything. It's an opportunity to get in front of his audience."
Right.
So went over there and did that, and Dustin's a real cool guy, and he threw me some money at the end of it anyway, which he didn't have to do that.
Right.
Which covered our gas over there. Real cool guy, made a connection. We're follow each other on social media now, and hopefully we'll get to work together in the future too. So that's worked out real good.
Well, that's the first time I seen you was in Lawton on Cash Road twice. What's the name of that place?
Brewski's.
Was it?
Was it Brewski's?
No, it's right there. It's maybe son of a gun. Right next to Ingrid's bookstore, maybe up
Yeah,
from
yeah,
that.
it was
is that
Brewski's.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
A long time ago, it was
Long
the
time.
Scene.
The Scene.
Was
Okay.
what? But when I performed there, it was called Brewski's.
All right. Yeah, that was. It's when we was all coaching together.
Yeah,
Mike and Michael were there, so that was, man, how long ago was that? Good Lord.
that was a long time ago. Like,
It was a long time ago.
it's the more stuff I've been doing, I've had people, now they want bios and your information, how long you've been doing it, or whatever. And I'm like, damn, I've been off and on been doing stand up for 10 years.
Wow. That's about how long ago it was.
Yeah,
Maybe not that long.
Yeah, it wasn't too long after
Right.
that, probably.
Man, that was a long time
But-
ago. Good Lord, we're old.
No, I turned 40 last month.
Wow. Well, I turned 40 something last year, so
Yeah.
so you're catching me, but I'm way ahead of you.
Yeah. I mean, don't slow down.
No,
Don't slow down.
But all your comedy, other than that, what else you been doing? I mean, I see you. I pass you a lot.
Yeah,
You know, we talk to each other, not as much as we used to.
yeah.
But
Uh,
what else you been doing?
man, that's really it. I've been working really hard at pushing that stuff. This is the first year. Last year was the year I was going to really push the comedy and try to take off, and then COVID happened, and everybody shut down.
Right.
So then I was like, well, fuck. There goes that plan. I had the whole year planned. I already had shows booked for last year. Like, I was really on a roll, and then COVID happened and everything shut down.
But that could be a blessing in disguise. You can work on your
Yeah.
material at home.
So then this year, I just spent all last year going, okay, now this year I've got to make happen what I didn't get to do last year.
Right.
And then with everything that has happened, COVID and now the financial crisis and all these things, now all the other work that I usually do has slowed way down. So the comedy's starting to pick up a little bit, but everything else, as far as because I still do the garage doors and fences and all that stuff. People can't afford it.
Right.
Go buy you a 2x4.
Right. Yeah, it's terrible.
You got to take out a loan.
It's terrible.
So, did you hear about over here off of Tony Creek Road? There was some people that were having a shop built, and they woke up one morning and the shop was gone. It had already been framed up.
I'm laughing with you. I'm not
Yeah.
laughing. But
Yeah.
that's terrible.
It
That's
is terrible, but
It's a funny story, but it's terrible.
that's how you know that lumber is outrageously
Right.
priced. When people are coming in the middle of the night and stealing your framework.
Oh, that's how expensive is it to do houses with metal? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, well, the cost of steel has gone up too. Like, the cost of everything.
Yeah, but you ain't got to worry about termites.
Yeah.
I guess that's the only plus.
The floor in this room, I did this myself. It's which I just used that birch plywood.
Yeah.
I cut it into 8-inch strips, then cut it into about 4-foot pieces, burn it, and then laid it, and then polyurethane.
So it's not snapped together.
No, this is just
That looks
regular
good.
wood plank floor. So I made my own hardwoods.
Right.
And the idea was, she said, just do the office, and we'll see how it looks. If we like it, then we'll continue and we'll do the rest of the house, which is the plan. But when I started it, because you just get it in 4x8 sheets, these were like $32 or $33 a sheet. Now they're $96
Ridiculous.
a sheet. And so, people call and say, hey, we'd like an estimate on having a fence done. I'm like, yeah, I'll come give you an estimate, but it has gone way up on, just materials. My labor cost is the same, but material cost is, gone up 50-60%. Garage doors have gone up, just on materials have gone up 37% since March.
Right.
I mean, it's insane. The cost of everything is outrageous.
Well, my other job, I got a couple of them. It's booming.
Yeah.
The casino business. It's
Yeah.
booming. But there for a while, who knew? I thought there was going to be a bunch of properties completely shut down because of COVID.
Yeah.
They didn't. So
How slow did your side of stuff get during all that?
Oh, we were shut down for three and a half months completely.
Really?
I never went to work for about 4 months, almost 4 months. Yeah, 3.5, 4 months.
Wow.
But I don't work for a casino.
Right.
I don't work for a tribe.
Right.
I work for a company that services the properties. Well, my company still paid us. We still got paid the whole time,
Yeah.
just like we was working. So I was fortunate where others were not.
Yeah.
So, but it's it's starting to pick back up. It's amazing when they open, just like that, they're plumb full. You
Yeah.
know, just like, I would have thought that people not going, this was my fear, that people not going would realize, man,
Look how much
Look
money
how-
we've saved.
look how much money we have saved.
Yeah.
I'm not going no more. If I do, I'm only going to take this much instead of this much.
Yeah.
You know, but they're packed.
They
They're
just took
packed.
everything that they had saved. And they
Oh,
go,
yeah.
oh, look, we're going to have one big
Mhm.
night.
Yep.
Yeah. But I'd say, man, it's awesome that your company did it because it's a big company.
Oh yeah.
And they could afford to do that.
Right.
And that's why a lot of people were like, well, not all companies can afford to do that. My wife works for a small, single owner business.
Mhm.
The amount of time that they had to take off, he still paid them full.
That's great.
Then there's 2 secretaries in the office, her and another girl.
Mhm.
Then they started coming back in. They both worked half days. So my wife would work the first half of the day,
Right.
and then the other girl would come and work the second half day. So there was only one person in the office at a time. They were only working half days, but he still paid them full time.
Right.
So he did that through the entire thing, and it's a single owner small business, and he was able to do that. So all these other companies that were just telling people, sorry, tough luck, we
Right.
can't help you.
They
Bullshit.
could have. Oh, they
Bullshit.
Could've. They could have.
They were just turning their backs on their employees. I hate that.
Well,
I hate
and weren't some of the businesses getting money to pay their employees?
Yeah.
You know,
Now, and there were a lot of businesses that got in trouble because they got that money to help pay their employees,
and did not do anything.
and they still let their employees go and just kept
Right.
that money.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people still hurting. A lot of people I know
Yeah.
still hurting. It's terrible. It's terrible. But you know, we'll jump back. We always do. We'll recover.
That's what we're good at. We're this country's made of rubber balls. We always bounce back.
I'm telling you. So I was going to ask you, how long have we known each other?
Well,
I met you. I could be wrong, but I think I met you in the stock barn at the Coliseum
mhm.
when Michael was putting a team together, the Sooners, the
Mhm.
Ladies Sooners. I think I met you there
Yeah.
when she was doing tryouts.
Yep.
I think that's the first time I met you.
But that's the
I believe.
I would say that's the first time that we met each other, and then from there have always known each other.
Right.
But a long time before that, when we were both a lot younger and much more spry,
A little bit of bull riding.
a little bit of variety, yeah. So
God,
so
we
I
stupid.
I remembered seeing you around,
Right.
but I didn't know because back then you worked for Coke,
Mm-hmm.
so I would remember you would be at the practice pen and still have a Coke uniform shirt
Yes. Yep.
on and saving guys' asses in a
Yeah,
Coke
I started
uniform
the bull
shirt.
riding, and I don't know if I was even good at it. I mean,
Yeah.
I could stay on for a little bit. And then I went to fighting.
Mhm.
I like that a lot better because I'm short.
Yeah,
I was quick.
yeah,
I loved that so much better.
yeah,
And then I started working with a partner, and I didn't like that at first. Because if you don't work together, you don't know what's going on. You know, you go in
Can you
for
say who it was?
you go in now. Well, I probably could. You go in for a save, and the bull goes out. Then he's coming back there and turns the bull right back into you.
yeah,
You know, it just took some working out. I mean,
Yeah.
but it's best. I mean, that's just how it is. You got to have other ones out there. You got to have other bullfighters out there. You have
Yeah.
to. If you get in trouble, who's going to save you, right? But when you've never worked with them,
yeah,
and you don't know the ins or outs of each other, what you're going to do,
yeah.
it makes it tough for a while. So nobody ever got hurt, but we ran into each other a couple of times and
Yeah.
had some words, But well, you know what? You said if I could mention him, I can't remember his name.
Who did he work for?
Son of a gun. I think for a while. I think he worked for Roach for a while. Ronnie Roach.
Yeah,
Where's he out of Cash?
yeah,
I think he worked for him, and this guy was from Geronimo or Chattanooga. I cannot think of his name. Little short guy like me. But we turned into a great team.
Did he, was his nickname Hollywood?
No.
No? You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know who you're talking
David?
about. Yeah.
I don't know what David's last name was, but
Golly, I can't think of this guy's name.
I don't know.
I ain't seen him in 100 years.
I don't know.
It's been a while. And then we went to Tulsa. A person that I went up there with, what year was that? Let me think. Mid-90s?
Yeah.
Early 90s, probably. Anyway, we went to Tulsa. And I just went up there to watch him ride.
Yeah.
Well, the people that I went with got me an opportunity to get out there with the other bullfighters. Oh, this is great. It's going to be fantastic. I didn't bring anything.
Yeah.
You got something I can wear? You know. So they had some stuff. Worked out fine. It's the first time I ever got hurt. Snapped my ankle. Stepped
Really?
right on it, snapped my ankle right there in Tulsa. And took a while. I think I got back out there 4 or 5 more times after that. And never did it again.
Really?
Got married. You know, never did it again. Never did it again. I miss it. I miss it to this day. I'm too
Yeah.
old to do it now,
Yeah.
but I miss it. I miss it tremendously.
You know, I still, and like I said, I just turned 40 last month, but I still,
Well, I got you beat. How old am I? How you think I am?
46. No?
48.
Are you really?
48-year-old man wears his hat backwards. How you like that?
I ain't never gonna
I'm
grow
gonna be
up.
a kid at heart forever.
Never gonna grow up.
Nope.
But I still, even at 40, like we go to rodeo or something, I'm like, I think I could still do it. I think I could still hold my own. But I know that that's not true because when I was probably 32 or 33, I told my wife that. I said, I think I could still. So we went out to Hanks's. I called Hanks. And I said, hey, y'all still bucking bulls on Wednesdays? And he said, yeah. He said, we don't have very many guys come out anymore. I said, well, run me a few in.
God, them were the times.
Nothing crazy.
Right.
Like I just got this itch. He said, I completely understand.
Do you have a sheep out there for you?
No.
Ride a sheep?
He should have. So I go out there and I get on, I think I got on 2 or 3, and they were hop, skip, jumpers, and they were trash, and all 3 of them thumped me. And the next day was the most difficult time I've ever had getting out of bed. I said, all right, yep, that shit's over.
Yeah.
So that day I knew, okay, yeah, like I've gained weight. I don't have the balance I used to have.
Right.
I'm not in shape. And then as soon as I was done being sore, I was like, maybe I should try it again. It's like it never goes away. It's in your head
didn't
forever.
think I should. You thought maybe I should. So there's a key word. Maybe I should try it again.
Yeah. But it never goes away. It's in your head forever.
No, I mean if there was a charity event and the bulls weren't just really rank,
Yeah.
I might do it. Just for a charity event, just to see if I could do it.
Now I do still have this because both my boys decided they wanted to try riding bulls. So okay, so we'll go some practice pins and what have you. It's still, and then part of this could be the dad in me, but as soon as I see that they're coming off, I'm trying to make a move and get in there in between them and
Right.
So it's I don't think that ever goes away either.
Right.
But I think that I think that bullfighters are a lot like cops or soldiers, whereas normal people hear a gunshot or see something dangerous and they step away from it.
Right.
Whereas bullfighters, cops, and soldiers, they see something, they got to go to it and see if there's something that they can be doing to
Right.
make it better.
Right.
I think it's the same mindset. I don't know if
The
it
adrenaline.
upset anybody by making that comparison, but
Well, I think it's adrenaline. What happened? Something about to blow up?
no.
I heard a bunch of dinging.
Yeah, I forgot that I still had other stuff open. Close all that out.
But heck, then we went from the cowboy scene to working for a living,
Yep.
getting married,
Yep.
and we coach ball.
Yeah.
That was, let me tell you, them were the best times of my life. The best times, because I went through a tough time there.
Yeah.
The force,
Mm-hmm.
and then my daughter playing ball, and then I met you guys, and then it just exploded. I
Yeah.
mean, tournaments every weekend,
Yeah.
tryouts. It seemed like all the time we was doing tryouts. It was a blast,
And I remember
that saved my life, and to this day, I still coach.
And I remember, I was talking to my uncle earlier today, and because my uncle knows Mike Rutledge he and Mike played football together. So my uncle's known Mike Rutledge forever. So I was telling him about how the whole softball thing got started. Is Corinne played for another travel team, those guys' names I won't mention because at least one of them hates my guts, and he can go fuck himself. Anyway.
Yeah, it is. You
But
heard him.
it was Corinne was pitching. They had one other pitcher who's not very good, and at that time Corinne wasn't very good.
Right.
But of the two, she was the lesser of the two evils, I guess. And we were playing back before it was DBAT, and it was still the Plex.
Mm.
And we had 7 games that day, and Corinne pitched 7 games in a row.
The Plex, where there's not a shade tree within 40 miles. Right?
No way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they sell beer.
Yes.
It's a great idea to sell beer at a kid's ballpark.
That's right.
You got a bunch of
That's
dads out there getting drunk in the heat and cussing
That's
at
right.
their kids. But so
That's good stuff.
we had 7 games that day, and she pitched 7 games in a row, and was just exhausted. And I said, "Hey, look, we got one more game. I wouldn't do that to the other girls, but this will be our last weekend with you." And he exploded, started cussing and screaming about how we were fucking the team. I was like, "No, I'm watching out for my daughter's best
Right.
interest." And I had already met Mike and Michael, and I was like, "Hey," and I started trying to talk them into starting a team because I'd heard about their past and things,
Right.
their accomplishments and things they'd done. And Mike, he said, "Matt, let me explain something to you. If we do this, do you understand that the game of softball is going to take over y'all's life?" I was like, "Oh yeah, we're ready. He goes, "I don't think you understand, but here we go." And 2 years later,
The money.
2 years later, Mike and I are in between games. We found a place in the shade to sit down,
You punched him right in his mouth.
and I looked at
Didn't you?
Mike and I said, "Hey man, I don't know if you remember this, but 2 years ago you told me that this game was going to take over our life, and I just want to tell you that 2 years later, I now understand what you meant." Because we didn't play during high school season, but other than that, we were playing or practicing the rest of the year. So during high school ball, we had school ball, which was like a vacation.
Right.
Then we got into travel ball as soon as high school season ended.
Which is a job.
Yeah, and it's insane. You're right. The money, the travel, the upkeep, maintenance on your vehicle,
Yep.
the $350 bats, the $200 gloves, the
Well, you-
$100 pair of cleats.
And you go from having
every
one
month
daughter.
and a half.
You go from having one daughter and a wife, a couple sons, to having a whole team of daughters,
Yeah,
and now your money goes everywhere. Not because it has to, but you do that for them kids.
Oh,
you know?
anything. Yeah,
so
anything.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I loved it. And that's like I told you earlier. I think that's where I really started talking to you a lot. Was there
Yeah.
and Michael and Mike. Learned a lot from them.
yep,
You know, that was fun time.
yeah.
We played some travel ball before that.
hmm
I can't remember. We may have played with the Force a
Yeah.
couple of times. But when we got with the Sooners,
hmm
that's when it was nonstop.
Yeah,
Nonstop all the time.
yeah,
All the time. You know, and it's funny because you think you know. I thought after 4, 5, 6 practices, you know, Mike and Michael let the kids get used to them
yeah,
before they turned into drill sergeants on the
Mhm.
field. You know, and watching what they could get out of them. You know, they were decent at first, but then to watch what they could get out of them and how they treated them, and you know how you could be a coach and be not mean but aggressive and still, for lack of better terms, love on them at the same time. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
And
that's where I learned that, and that was pretty cool.
And they were, and this is another thing that I mean, and I've told people this 100 times is I've had parents that would watch our team play, and Michael is loud and very outgoing.
But there ain't nobody that cares for them kids as more than her.
She'll get in an umpire's face in a heartbeat.
Right.
Mike can sit on a bucket and talk to a girl in center field, and it sounds like he's young. He's just got such a big voice.
Right.
And there would be parents that would come to me and go, I don't see how you let those coaches talk to your kids like that. And I say, here's the difference. You're not sitting close enough. All you're hearing is when the kids are in trouble. Right. When the kids make a mistake, they let them know. But what you're not hearing is as they're coming in the dugout, they're also telling the kids every single thing that they did right. They're praising them.
Right.
So I'll say every single thing that I know about coaching, I learned from those two.
Right.
I mean, I would give them all of the credit for everything.
That's where it started for me. Was with them.
So, but I also, when that was over, I haven't coached anymore. So you have continued on, and you've got to work with other coaches and things. So I'm sure
Right.
And that's something. And a coach can know the rule book inside and out, can know what plays to play at certain times in a game, and have all the strategy down. But a coach is just like a player. Every single game, every single practice, there's something that you can learn as well.
Right.
So
you never stop learning.
Right.
If we go play somebody, and I'm fortunate enough now I get to do high school.
Yeah.
I help with high school. I'm not the head coach. I assist. But every other team we play, I learn from watching or listening to another coach.
Yeah.
Learn either good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
You learn.
Yeah.
If you're learning bad, you're still learning. You're learning not to do that.
Right.
If you're learning good, that's something you can put in your arsenal for later on.
Hey, maybe that's something I shouldn't say. They're not getting any more out of that kid. So,
but it's great. I mean, I enjoy it, and I don't know if there's anything I enjoy more than that. I mean, there's
coaching.
There's nothing in the world like it. If you love it, if you don't like it, you're not gonna like it.
Yeah.
You never will like it.
Well, there's nothing. It's hard to find something that's more gratifying than you putting your time and knowledge into a kid.
Right.
Seeing the kid put the work and hustle into learning what you're passing on to them, and then seeing it pay off for them.
Exactly.
And then if you ever get a kid that comes up to you after a game or after a season and is like, "Hey, thanks."
Right.
Everything that it cost me, money, time, whatever.
Right.
100% worth it right there.
Well, I was with my daughter and her friends since T-ball.
Yeah.
I really didn't get into coaching until with y'all.
Yeah.
But T-ball, they hit the ball and they run the wrong way. It's all fun and games. But from then all the way up, travel ball, then high school, and then you get an invitation to their wedding. You've been with that group of girls, and one of them's getting married now after they graduate.
Yeah.
Went to college a little bit, and you get an invitation. I mean, that's full circle.
Yeah.
You're with them girls just as much as their parents. Because you practice 2 or 3 nights a week. You're gone every weekend. 8, 10, 12 hours a day on the weekend. They're your second family.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's
a
blast.
Here's the kind of coach I am. Like you, it's sentimental and sweet.
Right.
I've been in a bar and run into girls that played with our girls because they're now old enough to be in bars, and I bought them a beer.
Well, so you buy them beer and I'm invited to the wedding. Hey, whatever works.
I remember
whatever works.
I remember the first time we were in a bar, and I saw this girl walk by. And of course, it's not how not the environment I'm used to seeing her in. Obviously, not dressed the way I'm used to seeing her. So this girl goes walking by.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at my wife and I said, was that our second baseman?" And she goes, "Yeah." I said, "She better get her ass out of here. She's going to get in trouble." She goes, "She's 21.
So Matt, you're old.
Yeah.
That wasn't yesterday,
problem.
Jack.
And man, I do a bit about that too. That's one of the things I hate about being 40 is how young everybody else looks.
Oh yeah.
Especially cops. When I'm sitting at a stoplight and a cop pulls up next to me and I'm like, "Some bitch ain't old enough to drive."
Right.
You know, everybody looks like babies. You get a cop
until they
that
get
gets
out, and then they're pretty cocky.
Yeah, and they want to lecture you. And you're like,
Yeah.
bitch.
You're 22 and you've been driving for just a few years, but you're going to lecture me on the proper
Yeah,
distance between vehicles.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I've driven more in a
All right,
month than
fella.
you've driven in your life.
Right. But, you know, it was good times. It was good times. You remember that time, you know, when I was going through that divorce, I moved to Norman.
Yeah.
For a little while. We was playing in Shawnee,
Yeah.
and I wanted all y'all to come up and stay at the house.
Yeah.
We gave Big Mike the bed,
Uh-huh.
and then everybody else was in the living room and scattered throughout. And I can't remember. I don't know why I didn't come to the game right then. I guess I had something to do. But everybody, y'all was leaving. Getting ready to leave. And then I walked out in the yard, and if there was one, there was 200 for sale signs and for rent. And all these, where'd y'all get them? Would y'all just pull them out of people's yard and stuck them in my yard?
The night before, me, Michael, and Alyssa went to a convenience store. And as we were driving out of that neighborhood that you lived in, we saw a sign, probably a for sale sign or something. And one of us had the idea to say, hey, we should get that and put it in Mike's yard when we get back. So like, all right.
Oh,
well, then
you
we
assholes.
realized how many signs there are out in Norman. Because we had for sale, for rent, we had signs for massage parlors. We had
that's
signs for
right.
chiropractors. We had all kinds
That's
of
right.
signs for yard work. We stole signs from all over
And
town.
y'all had to put them in that night before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we came back, we left them in the back of the truck, and
Y'all made that big food run.
yeah,
That's what it was.
yeah. We left them in the back of the truck, and we came inside, and we're like, all right. And then you'd said, like, I think you said that you were going to lay down or whatever. So when we knew for sure that you were done for the night, we had a couple of the girls go out there with us, and we signed your yard. And you're right. There was I would say there was between 75 and 100 signs.
They was everywhere.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to do with them. I thought I was going to get in trouble. I had no clue what to do with them. I was like, "Are you shitting me? What am I going to do with all of them?"
What did you do with them?
I can't remember. I pulled them up and set them on the corner or something. I don't know. That's good times. That's good times. And then a week after that or a week before that, you put that fucking tarantula in the ball.
Bad. Yeah.
In the ball bucket. Was it dead?
It was dead. We went, okay, so Mike is deathly afraid of spiders. Like, we'll wreck a car to get away from one.
It's terrible.
Literally.
Terrible.
So we have this idea that we're going to go to the pet store. And we went to the pet store and we bought that tarantula. Which, by the way, tarantulas are not cheap when you go and buy one. Well, then, not thinking, they sell it to us, and it's in a little plastic bucket, and we left it in Alyssa's truck, and it cooked. So we essentially we bought and then killed a tarantula, not on purpose. We didn't kill it on purpose, but we just left it in the truck and it cooked it, so it died. So we went back out and got it, which made it a little bit easier, because it's a whole lot easier to scare you with a large dead spider than a large live spider.
Well,
Yeah.
it don't make a shit if it's large or not. They're all that big around. Every damn one of them. Every damn one of them.
Every once in a while, Tan and I'll be around some new friends or something, and somebody will say something about a spider, and I'll go, oh shit, you got nothing on Buddy Mike.
Let me tell you something. I almost jumped out of a moving car at 90 mile an hour down the interstate. I'm driving, just kick back, just jamming at the radio, And you know how you see something?
Yeah.
And I just kind of glanced, and that son of a bitch was hanging right there, and I bet he was about the size of a basketball. He probably wasn't.
About the size of a pinhead,
But
probably.
it looked about like that. If that seatbelt wasn't on, it's just reflexes. I'd have been out that door at 90 mile an hour. Dude, I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. Snakes, I love snakes. Love snakes. A spider. Well,
That's
did I ever
crazy.
show you that picture? I got bit by a fiddleback. Did I ever show you that?
Yeah, you did show me that.
Yeah, and they told me,
Looked like you're going to lose your leg.
they told me I was going to lose the whole inside of my leg.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, hell no. No, but I didn't know it. I didn't feel it bite me.
Yeah.
At all.
It just bit you in your sleep.
And
Tana got bit by one too.
oh, it's terrible. And
Yeah.
hell, it got that big around. And,
Yeah.
and they told me,
Probably gonna lose a
I
bunch
waited
of meat.
7 days before I went in. Because I didn't, and it never hurt. It never hurt one bit. It
Yeah.
was just big and hot.
But it hurt because it was dying.
Killing everything.
Yeah, there were no nerves left.
So they tried something, and they put me in a hyperbaric chamber
Mhm.
for 3 weeks, 7 days a week, for 3 weeks, and fixed it right up.
Really?
But when they told me that I was probably going to lose the whole inside of my leg, it was devastating. You know, and
Were
I'm
you
like,
afraid of spiders? Like,
before that?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Were you?
Oh, yeah.
You've always been afraid of them.
Always, always. Here's I can remember to the day why I was scared of them. I lived out in the country,
Uh-huh.
and it wasn't a weed eater. What did they call them? A ho-ho, yo-yo, what was that?
Oh, an idiot stick?
Yeah, that right there.
Yeah, yard yo-yo?
Yeah, well, the house I lived in was half brick, and I don't know, I was probably in 6th grade, 7th grade, I don't know, 6th grade. Half brick, half wood. Not that this matters to the story, but I thought you would want to know that. But
Was it a stem wall or solid foundation?
Well,
Kind
it
of-
had a couple of oak
what
trees
kind
in
of
the
shingles?
front, but it was a nice day.
Okay.
No, so I'm using that close to the house,
Yeah.
you know,
That does
instead of a
tell
weed
how-
eater.
That does tell how old you are.
Yeah, well, but you know, I was just doing it.
Yeah.
Tarantula, right there on the wall, right?
Yeah.
Didn't faze me a bit. Who cares? A spider, right? Wasn't nothing. I shit you not. I'm just sitting there whacking away, and I'm about this far from it.
Yeah.
I know tarantulas can jump,
Mhm.
but you tell me how they jump this way and turn right around in midair and land on your chest. Okay? So I'm close, and I don't know if that's what happened. Maybe I hit it and it landed there, but to me, that son of a bitch jumped from there onto my chest. But as soon as he did, and it jumped right there, that was it. I deathly scared. Didn't hurt me.
Yeah.
About killed myself, getting away from there. But, you know, it from there to there, in the blink of an eye, and, you know, you can't breathe, you can't do anything. And from that time on,
a phobia was born.
every spider's that big around.
Every spider is that spider.
Every spider is that spider.
That's fun.
I've shot spiders with shotguns.
That seems excessive.
Yeah. Yeah. We was camping at the lake one time, and probably, you know, little 22 pistols.
Yeah.
I bet you I went through 4 boxes. Trying to hit that damn thing. Yeah. I'm scared to death of them. Anything, I'm not scared of anything else
Yeah.
but spiders.
That's crazy.
But spiders. Just, I mean, how do you like being some bitches live in Australia? Every spider they have will kill you
Yeah.
in 2 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know that.
Like when I was a kid, we talk about, hey, if you could go anywhere in the world to visit, where would you want to go? And I always said Australia. And then now I know that everything that's poisonous and can kill you lives in Australia.
It's terrible.
Why would I want to go there?
It's terrible.
Pass. Then I met a girl from Australia one time, and she was telling me
They got cool accents.
because kangaroos are awesome, and she goes, kangaroos are dicks. Like kangaroos, they'll just because they can rear up on their tail and kick with their back.
You ever see that video where that dude goes and punches that one for fighting his dog?
Yeah.
No, it's great.
And somebody just bows up.
Yeah, he just bowed it like a man. I come
But she
get you
said,
some.
she said them kangaroos, they'll just rear back and kick your door, just, and cave in the side of your car. You didn't do anything. You're not antagonizing them. They're just assholes. They'll just come up and do that for no reason.
Yeah, part of that. No, I mean honestly, I'd love to go to Australia, but I wouldn't get off the fucking main road. There ain't no way. There's a spider over there. This is probably BS.
The plane's gonna land. You gonna look at it?
Yeah.
Damn nice. All right, let's go.
There's a spider over there supposedly that can bite through a leather boot.
Uh-huh.
A leather boot. And I don't know what the name of it is. I don't give a shit. But a spider.
Yeah.
Matt, listen to me. A spider that can bite through a leather boot.
Yeah.
There should never be anything invented like that ever.
I don't think they invented them.
When God made them, that's something He should have never made. It was a spider that could bite through, and that son of a bitch comes looking for you. You walk by and it'll just attack you because he's an asshole. Oh, there you go. Pull it up. Funnel web. That's it, buddy. It ain't on there. I'm just telling you.
Oh. I thought you saw it.
Hey, watch out what you're punching.
There's a Goliath spider.
Yeah, see, come on now. Turn that on something else. You see, there's also spiders as big as plates somewhere. God,
Holy
damn,
smokes.
dude, look at that. That's terrible.
Look at compared to his hand.
Dude, that's terrible. Where's that one? Oh, wait. No.
What'd you say the name of it was? The other one?
Funnel web? Is that right? There it is. That top one. Look at that son of a bitch. Look at that son of a bitch. Ain't that the most poisonous spider in the world?
I don't know, but it
Right
doesn't,
there, deadliest spider.
it doesn't look that big though. Oh, well, never mind. I guess it's pretty good size. Oh yeah, get you some of those.
Dude, that's terrible.
Yeah. Pass.
God bless America.
Pass.
God bless America. Forget that. So you gonna coach anymore at all, ever?
I don't know.
It's like bull riding. You do it again,
Yeah.
you'll want to stay.
Oh yeah. I still love coaching. Here's my thing now is I would never, I wouldn't take a major coaching position just because I've got too much other stuff going on, and I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh okay, well, I can't be there this week, or you know what I mean. I don't want to half-ass commit to something.
Right.
If I'm going to do it, I want to be able to be all in. And right now we're just we're gone almost every weekend. We've got something going on,
Right.
and that's here's another. Our families, my wife's family and my family both, like when our kids were hitting travel ball hard, and we were gone. We missed all the family events. We didn't go to any birthday parties. We didn't,
Right.
you know, because we get invitations for, hey, we're doing so and so's birthday. I'm like, oh, sorry, we're going to be, you know, in Del City. We're going to be in Oklahoma City. We're going to be in Wichita Falls. We were always
Right.
someplace. And they're like, you know, why are y'all doing that? Because that's what she wants to do. Like, we never understood. We didn't understand what they didn't understand about it.
Right.
You know, it had just become normal for us to be going all the time. And then when we had a weekend off, we didn't know what to do.
Right.
So we'd wind up at a ball field somewhere to practice.
Right.
Just us.
Yep.
You know, because we didn't know what else to do.
Yep. You know.
But our families just, I mean, they thought we were nuts. And in the beginning, they thought, oh, y'all are pushing her too hard. We ain't pushing her. We're dragging behind her.
Right.
You know, she's the one that's go, go, go. We're just keeping up.
Right.
We're making sure that she's got a ride there and everything she needs to make it happen. You know, we didn't force them kids to do nothing. You
Well,
know?
I you know, when my daughter graduated, or well before she graduated, I guess, I looked back at everybody else's Facebook posts with their young kids, right?
Yeah.
They post stuff all the time. And you're looking at it, and I thought to myself, my gosh, that poor girl or young boy, baseball, softball. I'm softball, so it's softball.
Yeah.
And that poor girl right there don't ever do anything. It's a tournament every single weekend, and then it's some kind of practice 3 days a week. There's no sleepovers or slumber parties, whatever they call it, and that's all she does. And then I think, well, shit, we did the same thing. So then it makes you think, well, I didn't push her to do this, did I? You know,
Yeah.
and then you start thinking, no, I don't. She wanted to, and I can remember a couple of them where she didn't want to go,
Yeah.
so we didn't go.
Yeah.
Now, the tournament was on Saturday, and she said Friday night I don't want to go. Well, you know, unless you're sick or something, you can't do that to your team.
Right.
But if it's early in the week,
Right.
you can say, hey, we're not going to make it this week,
Yeah.
you know. But you just think, did I
Well, I think
did I force her into that? I know I didn't, but you know what I'm saying? You think that.
Yeah, you second guess yourself.
Did she
every
miss
once in a
out?
while. But that's another thing that I've pointed out to people. It's like, hey, you know, and I don't care. I don't pull no punches when we talk about it either. It's like, well, that's why my kid has a good work ethic, and your kid is an asshole.
Right.
My kid is polite. She says yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. She's got a good work ethic. She's got a good head on it. You like she's a good person.
But teaches them a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's so much more to it than just oh yeah, y'all did a good job teaching her how to hit a ball.
Right.
No.
That's not even.
We taught her teamwork.
Yes.
We taught her time management. We taught her
Right.
physical conditioning. You know, I mean, there's so much more to it.
Mental toughness.
Yeah.
Teach them everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Everything.
but yeah, there's definitely there were times that, you know, Tan and I, after a long weekend or fixing to go into a long weekend, we'd be laying in bed getting ready to go to sleep, and we're like, are we pushing?
Right. That's what I was saying.
Has there come a point when we're like, we're doing this now because it's what we do, or is it still what she wants to be doing? And there are a couple times that I just say, hey, kid, we need to talk.
Right.
You know, and I just ask, hey, do you want to be doing this? What do you mean? Like, what else would we be doing? Good point.
Right.
All right, let's go. You know, so, but yeah, I think that every parent, whether it's in sports or whatever, probably, I would say every parent probably has at some point in time they second guess the way that they've done something.
Right.
Just because, I mean,
Right.
parenting does not come with a
Handbook.
fucking instruction manual.
No.
That's for sure.
I don't know.
So
You know, and then when you get a divorce,
yeah,
you know, now you just want so much more for that child because it is a divorce.
Yeah.
And the good thing is we stayed on friendly terms, so that was great.
yeah,
But you feel like your child's missing out on something. You know,
Yeah.
the family life, whatever it may be, you know, they're missing out on. So doing that, you know, I got to be, you know, with my daughter 24/7, you know.
Yeah.
And that's memories made,
yeah,
you know, but you still think, man, hope I didn't push her into that. You know, I know I didn't,
yeah.
but you still think that.
But I think the same thing sometimes, like when you're earlier you were talking about when you're looking at these other kids and you're like, dang, they're kind of pushing her awful hard. But then I think, you know, Facebook will pop up memories
Mhm.
all the time, and every time it pops up a memory of our daughter,
Mhm.
it's softball related, everything
Everything.
because that's everything we do. She's in uniform. We're
Yep.
at a restaurant in between games. We're like,